A very good morning, students. I hope you all are doing good. Now, in our last class of English, we started Unit 1 from Marigold and we completed one poem that was Ice Cream Man. Now, as the next part of Unit 1, we are going to start with a prose. So, we are going to start with the story Wonderful Waste. Now, you all might be thinking how waste is considered as wonderful. Yes, you're reading right. The title says Wonderful Waste. In this story, we will learn how waste becomes wonderful. So, let's begin with the story. Wonderful Waste. Once, the Maharaja of Travancore ordered a grand dinner in his palace. In the afternoon, before the dinner, the Maharaja entered the kitchen to survey the dishes that had been prepared for the feast. Now, the first paragraph tells us that once upon a time, the Maharaja, that is, the king of Travancore, he invited few friends for a grand dinner. So, the preparations started since afternoon. So in the afternoon, the Maharaja went to the kitchen to survey, that is to inspect, to check the dishes that the cooks were preparing for the feast. Now moving to the next paragraph. What are you going to do with those vegetable scraps? He asked the cook, pointing to the basket of scraps near the cook. So as he was doing the survey in the kitchen, his eyes fell on the vegetable scraps which were lying in the basket near the cook. And what is vegetable scrap? Vegetable scrap means the small pieces and bits of vegetables that are left behind after we use the vegetable in the dishes. So now you might have seen at your home also that when your mother cooks food, so when she cleans the vegetables, there are some small pieces and bits of vegetables that are left behind. And what do we do with that? We throw them away. So the same way the cook replied, they are waste. We will throw them away. You cannot waste all these bits and pieces of vegetables. Find a way to use them. The Maharaja commanded sternly and walked away. So, when the cook replied that they were going to throw all the vegetable scraps, the king commanded sternly. Commanded sternly means commanded in a serious manner that the cook is not going to throw away these pieces of vegetables, that is, the vegetable scraps. The cook had to find a way to use them. The next paragraph. The cook was in a fix and kept staring at the vegetable scraps for some time. Now, the cook was in a fix. It means the cook had no other option other than following the king, as he was the king and he ordered that they have to anyhow use those vegetable scraps. So now the cook was staring at the basket of vegetable scraps and he was thinking, what can he do with those vegetable scraps? Suddenly, an idea flashed across his mind. So, what happened when he was staring at those vegetable scrap? Suddenly, an idea came in his mind, and he took all the vegetable bits, washed them, and cleaned them well. So, what did he do? He took the vegetable scraps, he cleaned them properly. Then, he cut them into long strips. He put them in a huge pot and placed it on the fire to cook. So after washing them properly, he had cut those vegetable bits into long strips. Long strips means long narrow pieces, and he put those vegetable pieces into a huge pot, that is into a big pot, and placed it on the fire. He put that pot on the fire to cook. Next, he ground some fresh coconut, green chilies, and garlic together. Then what did he do next? He was making a fine paste of all together. That was a fresh coconut, green chilies, and garlic. He added this paste and some salt to the cooking vegetables. So after grinding these three things together, he added that paste into the pot and then he added some salt on the vegetables. a tempting smell started coming from the pot. So when the cook added some that paste and salt into the vegetables, and when the vegetables were getting cooked, mouth-watering smell was coming from the pot. Now he whipped some curd and added it to the curry. He also poured a few spoonfuls of coconut oil and decorated the dish with curry leaves. So after some time, he added some yogurt and some coconut oil into the dish. And when the dish was finally ready, he decorated with curry leaves. Now many of us might be knowing what curry leaves are. If you don't know, ask your mother. Actually, the curry leaves gives a very tempting smell when you add it on a dish. So lo and behold, the new dish was ready. Lo and behold means surprisingly, the new dish was ready. And yes, it is a kind of a surprise that a new dish was ready from the basket of vegetable scrap. The cook served this new dish to the guests that evening. So when the guests arrived for the dinner that evening, the cook served this new dish. Everyone was eager to know the name of the new dish. The cook thought and thought. Name came to his mind. He named it Avial. So, as the dish was being prepared from the vegetable scrap, everybody wanted to know what is the name of this new dish. And what was the name given to the dish? The cook named it Avial. Avial became famous all over Kerala and is now one of the dishes in a traditional Kerala feast. So what happened now? Finally, that avial, it's a very famous dish in Kerala and it is a part of traditional Kerala feast. Traditional Kerala feast means on some special occasion, we do have some traditions being prepared. Yes, so in Kerala also, on special occasions, when they prepare the dishes, this avial is a part of their traditional feast. And imagine, it all came from a basket of waste. Can you imagine this? That a dish which is prepared from the basket of waste is now part of a traditional Kerala feast. Yes? So I think you got the answer, how waste is wonderful. And many of you might have participated in the competitions like Best After Waste. So what do we learn? That from waste we can create something best. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the story. Now I will request you all to go through the summary of the chapter again. Thank you.